So MSTY had a nice move on Friday. Want to show you that and talk about it. I also bought a new stock on the same day that I was averaging down on MSTY. And then I'm going to explain a little bit more about how my spreadsheet works and how you can make a copy of it for yourself. Hello my friends, this is Legend. So MSTY made a huge move on Friday. Love to see it, super excited. Let's just go right over to Webull and check it out. Alright, so here we are on the Webull chart. And I've got MSTY pulled right up here just to start us right off. So on Thursday it did close at $24.49, and as I stated in my last video, I did purchase about 10 shares of MSTY at $24.50. So that was just right before the market close. I did purchase those shares of MSTY. And the main reason why was because if we look here on MSTR, we had that earnings date, which was going to be at the close of Thursday's market. So I wanted to see if I can possibly play a little bit of a earnings move for Friday. So here on MSTY, as I said, we closed at $24.49 on Thursday, and Friday, look at that, closed at $25.14. Very nice. After hours, $25.38. Love to see it. Super excited. Now we've got still some green on the MACD here. As far as in the momentum, it is still green. We had a nice green volume bar right here. We are still pointed up and over on the top of that signal line for that MACD. And of course that RSI 2. It is just still on fire. I mean, it is 99.99. That's just crazy. And it has been that way for quite a few days. And I was kind of waiting for that to pull down a little bit to buy in. And the whole time this thing was just kept on trucking up. But that's okay, because you never know what the market will hold the next day. But since we did have the earnings coming up for MSTR, I went ahead and get into a few more shares of MSTY since we were red on that day, and with the earnings coming up at the end of that business day of Thursday, I wanted to go ahead and get a few extra shares for that. And plus it don't hurt the fact that next week MSTY will go X, which will mean that we will be looking forward to another distribution. Now that's the best news, right? That's the best news. So the second thing I wanted to talk about was I got into a new stock, and I bought it at the same time that I bought MSTY, those 10 shares that Thursday at market close. And I think you already know what I got into. I bought into MSTR. Well, it only would make sense, right? We had the earnings call coming up the end of the market on Thursday. So I did purchase those shares, and I bought about 6 shares of MSTR that Thursday in anticipation of maybe a nice market move up for Friday. And it looks like I got what I wanted. It did pop up. We had that close on Thursday of 381.60, and it opened at 393.88. Very nice. And then it closed on Friday at 394.37. Super excited about that. And I'm going to pull up my sheet and we'll punch in at what price points that I purchased MSTR at. And we'll also just take a review of MSTY position as well. So let's just slide over to my spreadsheet and check it out. All right, so here we are on my spreadsheet. And let's just take a quick review of MSTY. That's the 10 shares that I had just purchased on May the 1st. I purchased those 10 shares at that $24.50. So that changed my purchase average to $25.20. So that brought it down just ever so slightly. And the current price being $25.14. So I am just right there at a break even on the price part. But am I at a break even overall? Nope. Don't think so. I have earned distributions and I have earned premium in this deal. I've earned $6,500 in distributions and almost $700 in premium. So that has given me a total amount of distributions of $7,245.05 in total distributions and premium. Now this sell here at 10,056, that is the current price times the number of shares that I have. So that is a market value of my shares at the current price. So as you can see, 10,056 and my capital invested being 10,078. So I am just right there at break even on the price itself. But as I said, I have earned distributions and premium, so I am up in the play and super excited about it too. So my calculated adjusted capital invested here is $2,833.58. And what that is my total capital that I have invested, this $10,078.63, minus what I have earned in distributions. Okay, because that's money in my pocket. And this is money that I have spent out of my pocket. So that difference being $2,833.58. So therefore, if I take that and I divide that among my 400 shares, that means each share has a cost to me of $7.08. So I have brought down my average from $25.20 down to $7.08. Now, if I were to sell all 400 shares at the current price of $25.14, which I'm not going to, but if I did, I will clear a total of $7,222.42. That's what I will clear. So I will receive all of my capital that I have invested back and put $7,222.42 into my pocket. So you tell me, am I losing money? My chart says no way. So I'm super excited about that. So now let's just go ahead and slide over to a blank chart where we can enter in my positions that I had just purchased on that same day, May 1st. When I purchased MSTY, I also purchased a few shares of MSTR just because of the earnings coming up, and I played it just as an earnings play. All right, so here we are on a blank sheet. Now, if you are interested in getting a copy of my spreadsheet, you can find a link in the description. And there's also a pinned comment at the top of the comments that you can click, and there will be a link there that you can click, and you can also get a copy of this spreadsheet so that you can track your position in MSTY, MSTR, or whatever stock that you have. Now, if you already have a sheet that you're using to track your positions, then that is fine. Use that for sure. But make sure that you're tracking that adjusted price per share here. The adjusted price per share, that is what you're looking for. That's the important part right there, because that tells you at what point that you're at a break even, or at what point your distributions now are coming in 100% free and clear. Let's go ahead and enter in MSTR. So, like I said, this is a blank sheet. This is very similar to one that you will receive if you do download a copy. So in the stock ticker cell at the top left corner, you type in your ticker symbol. In this case, we're going to do MSTR, and that is MSTR. And when you hit enter, it will pull that current price for you. And the current price for MSTR is $394.37. Now, so if you buy any stocks, then you'll enter it into the individual entry table here. And I made those purchases on May the 1st. My buy price for the first one was at $384.25. The number of shares I purchased at that time was 4 shares. I then made a second purchase on that same day, and I purchased those at a buy price of $381.50. 50, and I purchased 2 more shares of that. Now what I was doing there was just averaging down. It was going down and I grabbed it at 384.25 and then it went down some more. So I grabbed some more at 381.50. So now I enter that and I get a total amount invested of $2,300, which gives me an average purchase price of 383.33. I have a total number of shares of 6 shares. All of this is calculated for you from the entry amounts that you put in here. I do not have any distributions or premium earned on this play because Mr. Number 1 does not pay out any kind of distribution or dividend. So therefore, my current invested value or market value, you could say, is $2,366.22. That is above my capital invested because the current price of $394.37 is above my current purchase price of $383.33. So therefore, I am in the good. I have invested the $2,300 and now looks like I have made about $66.22. And as you can see over here in this column, that's where it's showing the 66.22 because that is assuming that you would sell your shares, all 6 shares in my case, at $394.37. So that will give you what you have made on the play or lost on the play, right? So since there's no distributions or dividends on Mr. is just a price appreciation play. Unlike MSTY, where we're getting paid distributions, Mr., we do not get paid any kind of distribution or dividend, but we do get the price appreciation off of Mr. So that's the reason I got into Mr. as well, is this way I can play both ways. I can play the price appreciation and get that price appreciation through Mr., but have MSTY as my income play because that is going to provide me income through the coming months. And eventually I will have MSTY paid off and then all of my distributions from MSTY will come in free and clear. So it's kind of like getting your house paid off and having all of that money that you was paying now just going straight into your pocket, and you can do whatever you want to with it at that point. You can invest it in something different. You can pay bills. You can do whatever you want at that point. So if you are interested in this sheet, again, you can find that link in the descriptions and in the pinned comments below. So the last thing I want to point out is there has been some questions about once they downloaded the sheet, it comes in as a view-only sheet. You have to make a copy of it. I just wanted to go through a few of the steps of how to make your copy if you are having any kind of problems doing so. So here I'm showing a copy of the sheet that you would receive if you did download my page. And I have also added in another tab here that will step you through how to make a copy of your download. So the first tab should be the tab that comes up once you do click the link and download the sheet. The first tab is called Download Your Copy. So I have made this and added this to the one that you would download after clicking the link. So if you have an iPhone, you would just click those 3 dots at the top of the right hand corner. That will do a little dropout here, and you can click Share and Export, and then it will pull out another menu here and you'll click Make a Copy. That will make a copy of the sheet so that you can enter in all of your information. It will make it where the cells are active and you're able to punch in and plug in your particular buys and whatnot. And that's if you're using a phone. If you're using a computer, you can scroll right on down and here's the computer instruction. It's a little bit easier. You just click File at the top left corner and then you'll click Make a Copy. And it's as simple as that. So whether you're downloading it onto a computer or you're downloading it to a phone, I just wanted to go through those steps to help clarify, as I do not want you to download a copy and then you don't know how to use it. So this will allow you to be able to make a copy so that you can use it for your MSTY position or whatever stock you're using it for. So I appreciate everyone who has downloaded the sheet. and is using the sheet. It is much appreciated. And I also want to throw out a huge thank you. I mean, thank you very much, everyone out there. It's amazing. I cannot believe it. And it's surprising, but I hit 1,000 subscribers. I mean, just amazing. Cannot believe it. It doesn't even feel real, honestly. So, and I couldn't do it without y'all out there. It's much appreciated. And all I know to say is thank you. I'll continue to try to put out the information for you. And I am trying to go through and I do my best to answer every single comment. They are growing. And I am kind of getting a little bit behind, but I am trying to stay up on that as well. So bear with me with that. But I just wanted to show my appreciation for all you out there who have helped me out by hitting that subscribe button, because y'all are the ones that made this happen. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. As always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, legend out.